So, for the past few days, I've been polling people on what they think we should do with people who forget to do the toggle off and on for the hazards and hazardless stages. And there's basically two schools of thought. There's the we should have them play it out. If they play on Pokemon Stadium and they forget to take the hazards off, they should just play it out because both players forgot, and that's their punishment. And it's faster for tournament because they don't slow it down. And the second rule is of thought would be like they always have to quit out. Like there's no debating. Like once it's established that this is the hazard on version of a stage or whatever, you cancel out. After hearing everyone's opinion on how that would go and thinking about how that would actually play out, I'm pretty strongly in favor of forcing a quit out, because if you do play with hazards on and you force two people to play on it, there's two things that I really don't like that could happen. One is you could have a person go into the match and be grimy and be like, my character flourishes more on like a really crazy landscape like Pokemon Stadium can produce, or something to that effect. Or if you play with hazards off on Town and City, if you're playing against a little Mac, like you don't care if hazards are on or off, because if they're off, then you can just camp platforms really hard. So there's like an opportunity to be the grimy, and I feel like it's kind of weird because it's not like both players are taking full responsibility there. And then the second thing I really didn't like about that is, if you play a set and it's like a game 5 and you go to some WarioWare and it starts transforming and stuff like that, like at the tournament ends, like how much competitive integrity did that match really have? Like why are we doing that? I realize that quitting out of a match takes like a few more seconds, but honestly, I don't think that's a big enough stop to really matter. I mean, we have Melee over here with like 4 minutes, or 4 stocks, 8 minutes. I don't think they quit out of stuff all the time. We've quit out of stuff. We've picked wrong stages before. Like, it's not really that big of a deal. The thing I do like about forcing a quit out is that it doesn't really leave any options to grind players. Like, you go into a match, you play a full minute, and then Pokemon Stadium transforms, and you have to quit out, and you be like, oh, I was winning. But information's a two-way street. In that minute, you had just as much opportunity to get information from your opponent as your opponent did for you. So that it's more of like a skill thing. And I feel that if you quit out like after a minute, you're both still on even footing, or you should be. You both have the same opportunity to learn. There's not really ways you can grind people by that. So I think what I would suggest is I think we should have a great stage list with both hazards on and off. I think there's great stages on both sides, and I think we should utilize it because we're given the tools to. And I think if a stage is picked on accident without hazards on or off, I think it should just be a quit out. No debate. Just unless both players like for some reason agree to it, that's fine. It's a gentleman's agreement. It's always been in the game. But if not, then it should just be forced requit.